Alright, so I've been doing a lot of Mistsong Banquet, and not everyone knows the strats for it now. I've actually figured out how to do it and pretty much win every time. But not everyone knows the strats. They don't know what to build. There's a lot of confusion around it, so what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to briefly go over the usual build that I go with and what I'll build first, what I want to max out first, and then what you want to be doing for each wave. Once it first starts, you just want to pick up your crystals. First things first, you want to run right to the middle. And then you want to build yourself a nice flame cannon. So, you press G to get that flame cannon down, or get the magic cannon down, then you convert that to a flame. And then pump an upgrade into that. And you pretty much want to do that for the first 2 rounds, let's say, just max out the flame cannon as much as you can. And in the meantime, you just want to be jumping around, collecting those supplies that pop up on the mini-map, on top of the pillars. What you can do, for the most part, is have one person build, the other person run around and grab those supplies. With this setup, it's actually pretty easy to do that as well, because you don't have to really worry about... You don't have to worry about the mobs, because it mostly takes care of itself, for the most part. But yeah, if you're getting crystals on the side, you should complete this build a lot faster as well. It'll make your life a lot easier. So, once you've got your flame cannon to, you know, maybe rank 5 or something, around there, basically right before the 3rd wave, you want to make sure you build some shock cannons up front, which you'll see in a moment. And what I like to do at this point is I'm just like, I'll build 2 shock cannons up front, I'll build a frost cannon and then another shock cannon. You don't upgrade these shock cannons for the whole duration of this. Just don't upgrade them, you don't need to. They're a waste of time. But yeah, and all you really want to do is just keep doing this, and when the mobs come through, make sure to slow them down with your frost. If there's 2 of you on the lane, have one person slowing and then the other one just buff up to the flame cannon with your 5th ability. And it makes life a lot easier. Also, the reason you want one person on lane at all times is while supplies are spawning and then maybe a round restarts, you'll have the crystals spawn. The crystals are also on a timer as well as supplies around the side. So, if there's no one on lane, you could miss out on the free crystals. So, make sure you go back for those, because that's something that can happen. And we even screw that up in this one because I'm kind of just teaching them what to do, and then we're just sort of running about grabbing supplies, the both of us, which, you know, you shouldn't really do, but we make it work pretty easily. We also let a few through pretty early on, but that's nothing to worry about. You shouldn't really let those through, to be honest, but, you know, I was just teaching them the ropes of this. I'd only recently just learnt it myself at the time as well. But yeah, we just get those crystals. And we want to get those shock shells down. I mean, in this one, I am just maxing out the flame pretty early on, which is something you can do as well. But I think if you get those shock shells down, and just set up the basic cannons, once you get them all down, you can then just focus on maxing out that flame cannon, and then you'll come over to the back. I'm not sure how many rounds that in that would be, but you'll come to the back closest to the statue, and then you start to get down 2 thunder cannons, so you'll just start maxing out whatever cannon you throw down. Doesn't really matter what cannon it is. Sometimes I like to do a shock shell one, sometimes I'll just leave it as the automatic cannon. But usually I'm getting a ton of supplies anyway from just jumping around all the pillars, because I have a lot of games where there's not a lot of people doing that. So there's a lot of supplies open to me. That and the mobs on the lane also drop 5 shards. Like, you'll see these mini crystals on the floor. You want to make sure you pick those up as well. I'm not sure if they're on a timer. I haven't really checked that, to be honest, but they do provide 5 crystals. So if you pick a few of those up, that'll add some extra supplies to you. And honestly, by the end of this, I'm pretty sure we had more supplies than we actually needed, which was which means we could have just went over and helped buff up other lanes, which I tend to do. I've had a situation where there was only 3 of us in the arena. For whatever reason, Must have just been the time we queued. I clicked accept. I looked at the queue and it said 3 out of 3. And I was like, that doesn't mean 3 people. And then, yep, there I was. I was in. There was only 3 of us. And, I mean, it failed pretty quickly, but I tried my best to help other lanes. My lane, completely unaffected. Like, I never let any mobs through. But I think this is possible just with 3 people. I think it very much can be done. You just won't get the supplies from the sides and the buff. I probably should go over those. You can eventually get a bunch of stacks of the buff, which is why you'll have one person doing it typically, because the one person that goes for the supplies on the side will stack up their buffs and they'll do a ton more damage in lane, so towards the end they can come in lane and just start dishing out damage, especially in that last round, because that last round they just charge through. It doesn't they don't get slowed, they don't have any immunity or anything. They're completely immune to stun and frost is what I should just say. Getting slipped up on my words. But yeah, as long as you keep that up, keep getting the crystals, and then follow the basic build order of getting the 3 shock shells down. That's basically what you want. You want 3 shock shells and a frost on the side closest to where the mobs come through, and then you'll want a frost, a shock, and 2 thunders closer to the statue. So the 2 thunders are the closest ones to the statue, and then a frost and a shock closer to the flame cannon in the middle. But you want to prioritize, I'd say get down the flame cannon, buff it up a bit, then prioritize getting all the basic cannons down. Or you can just actually just rush the thunder cannon. That works as well if you want to just rush the thunder cannons at the back. But get some of those basic turrets down so you can get the shock shells and the frost. And you'd actually get some CC on the mobs as they come through. Because that's really important for the flame cannon. Because the reason you take the flame cannon over, say, a thunder cannon in the middle is because it has just, well, I mean, it just shoots out this burst of flame that actually AoEs. And it'll just shoot through them all, and you basically do a ton of damage with it. It's pretty good. There might be other builds, but this one has worked really well for me so far. And again, once you've got it down, you tend not to like let any mobs through. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep flying on over. We're grabbing the buffs. A good glider to actually pick up for this is the Gargoyle one. I just like having the Astro Wings, but the Gargoyle Wings are really good because of the ability, and everyone has them at this point because of, you know, the Arch Pass situation, which I'm probably going to do a video on. I'm probably going to talk about that, because I've also seen leaks of the next Arch Pass as well, so that'll be something to go over. Hey, I might even do that right after this, because I'm on a roll right now, apparently. But yeah, the most important waves, I'd say, or the waves that people tend to fail on during this are like, I'd say like 8, 12, and then like 18 and 20 tend to be tough rounds for people. I think 16 as well. I don't remember what happens in 16. But I feel like 12 especially, I've seen a lot of people fail on. Just because they don't have the CC down, or they don't have the right amount of damage. So the mobs just get through. And 12 is actually a pretty easy... It's a pretty easy wave once you've got the build down. As you can see here, we actually maxed out the Thunder Cannon in this one pretty early on. I didn't get a Frost down at this point, which hopefully I do next. Yeah, I think we're actually going to get another Shock Shell down and a Frost maybe. Oh, I've sped this up. I didn't mean to do that. Can I minus that? There we go. Yeah, I'm watching this back. There's Wave 9. Wave 9 is actually super easy. You just want to keep frosting. Hitting them with the frost, the ice bolt over and over. I keep saying frost bolt. I haven't even played WoW on that one. I haven't played WoW in ages, so I don't know why I'm saying frost bolt. But yeah, that wave is not too bad. We didn't have a lot of CC that time around, because we prioritized the Thunder Cannon, so they got throw a bit more. I'm hoping we now throw down it. Yeah, okay. So we got the Shock Shell down. I'm going to get a Frost down here. And then we're just going to max out a Thunder Cannon back here. We don't have a Frost. Do we have a Frost close up? Oh, we do have a Frost up front, but we don't have another Shock Shell, which I probably should do as well. Never mind, I think I'm going to do that next. I'm looking at it, so I'm probably going to do it next. Again, at this point, I don't think I had this build completely down, but... Well, the order. I never had the build order completely down. But I said I would prioritize Flame, CC, then your Thunder Cannons. And then once they're done, you honestly don't need to do anything else with the build. You can literally leave it as it is. But what you should do is you should probably go ahead and start upgrading your Frost Cannons and take them as high as you can. Alright, and round 10, I actually forgot to mention, but round 10, they only come down one lane. So round 10's a super chill round. Honestly, what you want to do for that one is just have you or your teammate go there, and then you just fly around and collect supplies while everyone else is not paying attention. Because, you know, it's fine. You don't need to worry about that. Yeah, there we go. We got a shock shell down, and now we're just going to max out that Thunder Cannon. Once the Thunder Cannon's maxed out, I'm then probably just going to max out the Frosts. I think that's what we did exactly in this particular game. So we do that, and then the reason you do that is because, I mean, it's nice to buff it up, but for round 20, you want to make sure you've got like 20 supplies left over once those two are maxed out. From round 20, because they're immune to Frost and Stun, you just want to switch those Frost Cannons over to Thunder Cannons. Leave the Flame Cannon as it is. I don't think you need to change that. And then you just deal as much damage as you can to those guys as they run through. And I think it was actually kind of easy for us when we did it. And most of the lanes had a solid build down. I don't remember looking at what they had on the lanes, but where this can go wrong is people don't know what to build. So you have to kind of rely on other lanes to know what they're doing. Either that, or you get a group of people together and actually queue for this as a group. Which, you know, if you're like me and don't have anyone to group with, then you've kind of just got to pug it. Which is why I'm making a video to let everyone know what a solid build is for this. I imagine most people have started to use a similar build to this anyway, if not the same build. So, for the most part, most people know what they're doing. But for the few that don't, this is what you gotta do. This is how it works. So, make sure to let your friends know, let your guild know. Just send this video, or just, you know, in the raid, just take control and be like, alright, listen guys, this is what we're building. I did actually try just being like, hey, guys, this is what we gotta build. But, for the most part, you gotta find people that actually listen, which, you know, doesn't happen all the time. There we go, we're getting our other Thunder Cannon maxed out. From round 13. I think round 13 is a super easy round. I don't remember. I think they might be the Foxy Boys, but that's right after round 12, which, as you saw, went pretty smoothly for us. And that's a round where people usually screw up quite a bit. But yeah, we're going to get the Flame Scale. We'll come back on over to the lane. We don't really want to go for the supplies that are too far away. I kind of like, you know, I'll leave supplies for people if it's on, like, the opposite side. But if it's to my left or right, I'm going to try and go for it. Oh yeah, this is the little wisps that come on through. These guys are pretty easy for the most part. You're just going to make sure you're getting that frost off as well. And slowing as many as you can. And then the flame cannon takes care of most of it. As you can see, that round is easy for us. Alright, and then we just keep maxing out the frost cannon, like I said. I think we'll just maybe just skip to round 20 in a moment, just so you guys can see round 20. And at that by this point, we've got our frost cannons maxed out. We've got our thunder cannons maxed out. I mean, we could even put stuff into the shock shell at this point, but we want those 20 supplies left over. And then we'll just convert these frost cannons over to thunder cannons. And as you can see, when the mobs come through on round 20, we just hit them with everything we've got. The ice bolt doesn't really do anything, but you know, you can just throw it anyway. either that or fire, and like they're not even really making it towards, like they're getting just past the flame cannon before they go down, which is ridiculous, the amount of damage we're dealing with this. As you can see, one guy gets a little close, but he doesn't quite make it out, and then everyone else does the same as well, and that's it. And then your reward for that is you get like the 1,000 honor, which is very nice. There we go, there's 1,000 honor points. And then you get like a guaranteed Sunglow Lunar Gem. As well as like, you know, the usual drops. Hold on, let's go on over and see what we actually got for it. So yeah, we get our crates. We get top tier crates, which gives us 8 Abyssal Enhancers, 4 Abyssal Crystals, and 1 guaranteed Sunglow Lunar Gem. So there you go. And yeah, make sure you let people know that's how you do it. That's how it's done, and hopefully we can pug for this and just not have to worry about it. Everyone will know what they're doing for the most part. And it should go smoothly, and we'll all get our easy honor. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Smash like, all that stuff, and I don't know why I say that. I'm not used to doing these not live on the stream, so this is new to me. And yeah, catch me over on Twitch when I'm live, which is 8 PM GMT, Thursday to Sunday. One of those days I'll be live doing something dumb probably, so I'll see you guys there.